Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 11 of the Red Falls podcast. My name is Eric Toledo. Joining me today is Christian Toledo.
Episode 11. That's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, we're moving through it pretty quickly, but, we're here every week.
That's 11 weeks in a row.
Technically 12.
Technically 12 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
That's 3 months.
Christian, you can find us Tuesdays or Wednesdays, depending on your region,
Time zone.
YouTube, etc., etc.
Yes.
Pretty much at the same time every week. It's about...
Except for that one time where didn't upload.
It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, Australian, on a Wednesday, usually. But, enough of the housekeeping. Christian, talk to me about your week. What are you feeling? What are you thinking?
Well, of course, a completely unoffensive chapter this week. Things happened. People are expecting things to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Not really much to talk about, right?
Yeah.
So, not a lot of outrage. Pretty standard week.
Christian,
casual week.
Yep.
A nice week off compared to the nightmare that was last week.
Anime on break as well.
Yeah.
Etc., etc.
Another women's marathon or something.
Who knows what goes on in Japan?
Who knows? No one. You can't find out what goes on in Japan.
That's it. Christian, what do we have on the docket this week?
We have chapter 897.
Yeah.
Peckham's Cacao Island escape plan.
Very long title.
Very long. We have How Strong is Shanks, of course.
Always.
Every week.
Yep.
We have Talk with the Show. The Katakuri versus Luffy. Highly anticipated.
Breakdown and
Fight
analysis.
Breakdown analysis.
Yes.
Then we have the power scale. Then we have a returning segment. World's Worst Theory.
We're talking about
Zoro's Eye.
And
how it's not the Sharingan.
Yeah.
And then we got the question corner. Our favourite segment.
Christian, enough of this rigmarole. Let's jump right into the chapter.
Indeed.
Christian, chapter 897. Subdued chapter, average chapter. We're just moving people around.
Moving people around?
Things
are
happening.
It's a battle chapter.
Alright.
Battle chapter.
Get me into it. We
start on the, in Cacao Island.
Yep.
We have Arvin, we have the whole family sitting there waiting for Straw Hat to arrive.
That's it.
We got Sanji looking there, we got Straw Hats looking on.
Mm-hmm.
We got that kind of stuff. Then, is it that we go talk to Smoothie, or do we go into the Mirror World?
Well, we start with the Mirror World, and we're getting a lot of
exposition.
Peckham's explaining why he's helping Luffy. Big Brother
Pedro.
Big Brother Pedro, he's especially connected to me because he's the only one that can control me in so long. That comes back. We remember this from Zoro.
We do. Remember this.
Pedro talking to, is it Nekomamushi? Or is it Inarashi? Either one.
Someone.
Talking about how's the only one that can control Peckham's. We understand why, and we thought this is the reason.
Yeah, it's fairly obvious.
Yeah. And then he's saying Pedro bet his life on you guys, so I'm gonna honor that and I'm gonna let you escape. Luffy's thankful, he understands, and then they come out of the Mirror World.
Yes.
Peckham's.
But yes, when do we get the Smoothie stuff though?
Smoothie stuff is
earlier. It's during all that Mirror World stuff. So
it's like before they come out of the mirror, they see the mirror starting to shake and shit.
Yeah, so it's important to talk about this because Smoothie's out of the picture for now.
Yeah.
She's let the Straw Hats go forward, and she's backing up the back of the fleet.
Yeah, so they can't go anywhere.
So this solves our conundrum, kind of.
Sort of. They still need to move.
They still need to get out, but they have room to maneuver now that the German fleet's here.
Yeah.
So Smoothie is staying back, not charging them. So a fight with Smoothie is getting less and less likely every week.
Okay.
So that's an important factor.
I think it's still possible.
It's possible.
Maybe a skirmish or something, but I think she'll get a little bit more interaction than what she's gotten.
Do you think she's going to be on land?
Nah, she won't make it on
She's
land.
not gonna make it on land.
Unless my theory is correct, but we'll get into
we'll
that
talk
later.
about that.
Okay. So yeah,
Peggles comes out. He's holding Broly hostage. Everyone's confused. Why is Peckham's here? Why didn't Luffy come out of the mirror?
Yeah.
Armin gets distraught.
He's very upset.
Very upset. Now.
He's upset that Peckham's is holding Brule.
Yes.
Don't touch my sister.
He's also frustrated by the situation. He says, Luffy tested my patience.
Yeah.
He wants to get Luffy here and now.
Yep.
And he's upset.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is Armin doing here? Now, contested. Wholly contested. Excuse the pun. Right?
Right, yeah.
Wholly is this heat vision? Or is this awakening?
What are you talking about?
When Oven looks at the gun catches fire.
It's probably just heat, man. Like, we see he's radiating a lot of heat.
But wouldn't that just burn Peckham's outright?
I don't know, he ignites.
Is it heat vision?
I don't think so.
There's a fire in his eye, and then the gun lights on fire.
Maybe. I thought that was just for effect.
Yeah, me too. But this spontaneous fire comes out of nowhere.
Alright.
Brulee's not burnt. Peckham's gun is the only thing that's burnt.
Maybe. It could be heat vision.
Could be heat vision.
Interesting wrinkle to have a look at.
Now, people are saying awakening as well.
In what way? He turns Peckham into fire.
The gun into fire. Because the gun's
He doesn't have the fire for it though, he has a heat for it.
Well, he turns it so hot that it lights on fire.
I don't like people throwing around awakening willy-nilly every time
Okay,
people
I
have
know.
a question.
I'm going to say heat vision.
Yeah, alright.
I'm going to say heat vision. Oven has heat vision. So he has ranged attacks. Very, very interesting.
Not that far, but far.
But it could be far.
A few meters.
So, Peckham starts to transform.
Yep.
To his Sulong. Sulong form.
Better than what I expected.
Kind of.
Yeah.
His hair's like some sort of weird, like, spongy...
It's like how Oda does like Blackbeard's hair or Usopp's hair in that way.
Kind of, but it's more like blotchy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like it's flowing.
Yeah, it's like his hair.
Yeah, it's like his afro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get that. Is it now? Another wholly contested part of this chapter.
Yeah.
Did they suppress Peckham's Sulong form, or did they stop him from fully transforming?
It's weird because we saw when Oda did the Sulong film for the first time with Carrot, we had the full page spread and all that.
I think they stopped him from fully transforming. I think this is mid transformation.
Yeah, because he gets punched in the head.
Because he gets punched in the head and they cover his eyes.
Yeah.
So I think this is mid transformation Sulong.
Well, okay, well they punch him in the head. Luffy goes flying out of the hands. They all see him, straw hat Luffy, shoot him, kill him. Luffy jumps into the air. Raisin with his sword, Haki sword.
Haki on this sword.
And he says, jumping in the air, you're an easy target.
Now, let's take a little break here and talk about random Big Mom family members having sword Haki and moonwalk.
Yeah.
Now, UN, is it UN? UN? I don't know how to say it. UN?
Yeah.
He says to Sanji, we can use moonwalk too.
Something as simple as moonwalk, I believe he
Yes.
says.
Something like that. He says, we can do moonwalk too.
Yeah.
Now, I've asked this question a lot of times in the New World. Why don't more people have skywalk / moonwalk? Why doesn't that happen? They're strong. It's not a technique as such.
Yeah.
You just have to have strong leg power.
Yeah.
Luffy has it kind of in Gear 4.
Yeah.
Sanji's got it. I would expect more powerful opponents having it, especially if they're speed-based fighters.
Yeah, 100%. Like, the crews that we'll see in the future will have moonwalk.
Yeah, because it's
Skywalk.
like CP9. You don't have to be that strong to be able to use it.
Yeah.
We see Vice Admirals use it. We see the lower CP9 ranking people use it.
Yeah.
I believe it's Fukuro's specialty is Skywalk.
Yeah.
So, you don't have to be that strong to use it. Why don't more people have it?
It's...
This is good. I like this. I like more people having it. Because we can have sky battles with Sanji. That would be sick.
It'd be good.
So, little break here. Big Mom's, or we can say all the children are kind of strong.
Yeah, they're all like relevant.
They're all relevantly strong.
Yeah.
So I now believe the situation at the wedding was even more dire than I originally thought.
Yeah.
Because we knew how strong Big Mom is. You know, you get the commanders.
Katakuri and the commanders.
Perisborough. We didn't really know what Oven could do. We didn't know what Daifuku could do. And we didn't know what these goons could do.
I'd give Big Mom Pirate, like, every one of them is on, like, a Straw Hat level. However high you want to go there.
I'm going to say, if you have... Because we've ranked Flambe, so they're not all strong.
Yeah.
I'm going to say...
We're looking at the averages for, like, non-commanders or whatever. Or non-Alta Brothers.
I think we're looking at a middle tier.
Yeah.
So people like fully roided Holy Jones.
Yeah.
People like, you know, Noland, Monet, and Bartolome.
Obviously, like, people are going to go up and down that list.
Yeah, up and down. They
some are between,
some are in there,
some a little
between.
bit higher, a little bit lower. But yeah, like, the Big Mom Pirates are good.
The average of the family members is middle, with I would say a sizable amount in the low high tier. But that's for later.
Yeah.
That's for later. So a little tangent, just because this is where we get to see the random Big Mom.
Yeah, just the guys that are in the background.
The random Big Mom family members. Yeah, do something. And they've got Haki and they've got Moonwalk. Got a weird UN's got this weird ball power.
They have quality about them.
What's with UN's weird ball power?
We'll get there in a minute. Sanji comes out of nowhere. Kicks Razor in the head. Pretty cool.
Is this all that he gets?
Nah, he'll get some kind of skirmish or at least a fight.
I wanted to fight Oven.
Christian, they come. Sanji kicks Razor in the head.
Mm-hmm.
He asks Luffy, "So you won?" Luffy's like, "Yeah, I won."
Mm-hmm.
And then your boy's very mad. How rude of Sanji to use such a simple technique to think he can get away.
Exactly.
Now, it's interesting that he says it's a simple technique, because it probably is, and, you know,
like we said
before,
yeah.
I imagine, like, every Emperor fleet or has
a flying
has
unit.
a couple of dudes that can use Skywalk, just to give Sanji a little bit of trouble.
We don't only see UN use Skywalk,
but, like...
we see a couple of the couplets use it.
Yeah, with the size.
So they also can't be weak.
This is an interesting wrinkle that I get into in predictions about Skywalk and stuff that'll come into play.
Okay.
But, yes, he's upset. He's like, if he can get away. Sanji gets hit with the big ball. Peckham's getting fucked up.
Yeah, what's going on with this big ball attack?
I don't know. It's probably some weapon.
It's like an air weapon with Haki on top. It's like a balloon.
Something like that.
Whatever.
Anyway, Peckham's apparently gets absolutely brutally murdered.
Apparently, they gouge his eyes. They smashed his eyes in, according to the official translation.
Yeah, and they were bringing down the size and stuff. I doubt he's done.
He's probably hiding in his turtle shell.
Something, yeah.
It's covered with smoke.
He's gonna tuck his head into his turtle shell or something.
This is why I still think he's mid transformation.
Yeah,
because he's still conscious.
We might get the full reveal next week.
That's gonna come out in predictions.
And then when everything's looking real bad, big explosion. Every Big Mom's like, what's that? Huge explosion, ridiculously big explosion. Germa Tech.
Confirmation. It's a volley of cannonballs.
Okay.
A volley.
Yep.
How many? What are their qualities? Are they special German special science?
There is a lot of fleet
cannonballs
in like Germa's fleet, and they have science stuff. So, you know, it's you know, I don't have an issue with the explosion and the size and what it does. It's reasonable to think that like the German have superior tech.
Yes.
So not a problem.
Blows up a lot of the
fleet.
Now Snacks can see his face.
Yeah.
He's a weird unit.
Yeah, he's a weird unit. Got some weird like,
design.
Nose weird, going on. He's upset.
He's very upset.
Everyone's upset about the situation. What happened to the fleets? Bloody Germa. They've done this. In come the Germa, blocking the bullets, bloodied up.
Ready to fight.
And in the official, we want some revenge too. Not we're here to shake things up.
Well, that could be. You could say they mean both
specifically revenge, which is what I wanted to see.
Well, what we know that's just EGG being like, I'm too cool to admit I'm helping you.
Yeah, but like they're there to like enact their revenge instead of like being like the scanlations are shitty translations as usual. Read the official.
That's an interesting implication for what's to come.
Yeah.
Now, this chapter, short chapter.
It is, yeah, short chapter.
Not much to talk about within the specific chapter. A lot to talk about
In the future.
of the future of this arc.
Yeah.
Because this raises a lot of questions. And we can get deep into the predictions, which we should start now. And I know we disagree with this.
Just to, we can fit a question in here from a viewer about what we disagree with. So move over to the question corner for a bit. I'm not going to change the graphic, but just give us a question. I think it's from Return the Slab, our good man.
We'll actually address his...
Because, like, yeah, just read it.
What is the thing about One Piece that you two cannot agree on?
We'll get to
or compromise on? A theory? Power scaling matchup? I think you already know what the power scaling matchup is.
And Return the Slab, we'll get to the first half of your question in the segment itself. But Christian...
Best girl? We don't argue about that.
But...
something One Piece related that is absolutely impossible for you to see eye on eye on.
Now, lately, I brought this question up because Christian was...
Nightly 3-hour debates.
Christian was gonna bring this up in, well, he's brought this up now in the theories and the predictions and what's gonna happen, what's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, just give me a rating to get that out of the way, and then we'll get deep into it.
I don't know, like 7 out of 10. Things happened.
Yeah.
Bit of action.
Things happened.
Yeah, you know, it's a
6, 7 out of 10, average chapter.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We're
Which
getting...
one?
We're 6... I'm gonna probably 6.5. You know why, Christian? Because this...
It's not a rhyme. You can't just be like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, alright. 6.5. You know why?
Okay.
Because compared to the other weeks, it's like... Pretty soft. Like, compared to excitement, it's like... Not compared to the other chapters, it's like, alright. But like, in the context and like, on its own, it still has action and stuff in it. Things are moving, things are happening.
Here's the thing, right?
It's just not like... It was a predictable outcome.
Yeah, well... Who's to say predictability is a bad thing?
Yeah, and we could use a little bit more predictability.
We can use a little bit more predictability this arc, especially with the community outrage lately.
Yeah.
So, is predictability necessarily a bad thing?
Not a bad chapter. It was a good chapter. Good chapter.
Good chapter. 7 out of 10.
All right, now theories. Christian.
Theories.
Now we've brought this question up from Mr. Return the Slab.
What can we know? The end of this arc is the answer.
What can't we agree on is basically the end of this. Now, Christian said this before. We've had, I don't know, 4 nights in a row of debate.
Screaming
3 hours. Now, I want to maybe answer the question a little bit more broadly on what we disagree on. I think Christian lately has gone the more metaphorical and analytical route of One Piece and building his theories and thoughts on that. Is that fair to say?
Okay.
And I'm probably more on like One Piece is not about the in-depth message and
do you believe that?
In such a way like Oda sends his messages out there, but he's not clear on them.
Well, this is not what the debate's about.
Anyway, it gets into it basically boils down to that. I'm more like looking at structure and what's going to happen in the future and trying to figure out the way that works. Christian's more thinking of how's Oda going to use his specific plot points to build on a message and theme. Fair?
Yeah, fair. Okay, fair.
Alright. Now, Christian, deliver your theory on how you see this playing out and what it means a little bit into the future. I don't want to go too deep into the future, but just give me the results of this arc and what you're thinking.
Alright. What I'm thinking for the end of this arc is we finish up what's ever happening in Chocolate Town.
Okay.
Whatever that means. I don't know what that means.
Yep.
A little bit of skirmish, a little bit of battle, a little bit of something.
Okay.
Big Mom eats the cake, Capone escapes.
Yeah.
Alright? Straw Hats escape. We leave the territory. Big Mom wakes up from her cake thing. She swears revenge on the Straw Hats. I'm gonna get you back for this. She goes and attacks Fishman Island, destroying Fishman Island, making Madame Shirley's prediction correct.
Yep.
This is done when Wano is happening.
Yeah.
So Big Mom travels to Fishman Island while Luffy is in Wano. After Wano, Luffy hears the news that Big Mom has destroyed Fishman Island. Now Luffy would be very upset about this. Jinbei would be very upset about this.
Yes.
Jinbei has already told Aladdin he doesn't know what's going to happen to Fishman Island.
Yep.
So there's already a question there. What's going to happen to Fishman Island after these events?
Okay.
So after Fishman Island is destroyed, Luffy gets mad. He said, after Kaido, I'm coming back after you, Big Mom.
Yep.
This is going to give him the motivation to be angry and to be mean. Well, Luffy needs to defeat someone in a fight.
Okay.
So after Wano, we get some sort of return of Big Mom arc.
Yep.
Be that Elbaf, which I think it is.
Okay.
Luffy goes to Elbaf to get reinforcements for the battle against Big Mom.
Yep.
Because of the events of Fishman Island.
Yep.
Alright. The reason why I think there's another arc with Big Mom is because it is impossible to wrap up Big Mom's story in this arc right now. Struzan, the man who knows the truth about Big Mom's flashback, is not here. He's knocked out. He's on Whole Cake Island. He's nowhere to be seen.
Yep.
Nowhere to be seen. And who else knows about Big Mom's true flashback? When she ate all the children and what happened to Mother Caramel. Who else knows? Some giant who's still alive.
Yep.
All this happens around Elbaf. This whole flashback, Big Mom, her dream is a lie. Mother Caramel didn't actually believe in the dream she told the children. So I think this has to come back, and this flashback has to be wrapped up later.
So you think, just to be clear, that Big Mom is going to find out that she ate Mother Caramel?
Eventually.
Yes.
Not here.
And this will affect her character in some regard.
Some way. I don't know how, but it will affect her some way. Now, be that... I'm saying this cannot happen in this arc because all the players are everywhere.
Yeah.
Struzan, nowhere to be seen. Surely he gets his comeuppance from lying to Big Mom all this time.
Yeah.
Abusing her, twisting her mind
Okay.
to his will. Surely he gets what's coming to him eventually.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is, right? You may not like putting memory devil fruit, but it's there.
Yep.
It hasn't done anything. Big Mom specifically says, do not interfere with my memories. Don't impede on my memories.
Yeah.
That's a big hint. You can't deny that that's a big hint. We've got Big Mom's flashback. She doesn't remember what happened. Another memory aspect to Big Mom's flashback.
Okay.
So there's all these pieces that cannot fit at the end of this arc. Because all the pieces are spread across this massive territory.
Yeah.
So I think Big Mom's story is going to be wrapped up later on in Elbaf. Luffy defeats Big Mom in Elbaf somehow. And then Big Mom reappears at the final war.
Okay.
Because then we know her character arc is finished, so we can see her just fight.
Is it a solo with Big Mom?
I have to see Kaido's fight.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to call that.
I don't know if alright, so is that
That's pretty much my thoughts on how this arc will wrap up.
How many chapters are left in this arc?
It's a hard thing to call. I want to say 3 because that's chapter 900.
So you're on 3, you're on 900?
Maybe we're putting too much emphasis on chapter 900.
Yeah.
It's a massive possibility.
Yeah.
Because this chapter ruins everything in my eyes. Ruins the timeline.
And we'll talk about that chapter and how the timeline gets ruined in my theory.
Yeah, because the timeline is now questionable yet again.
Yeah. Well, alright, we'll get into this. My take on this is we've come out of the mirror.
Yep.
We all knew that Sanji was gonna try and get away.
Yeah.
Now what threw a spanner in the works completely is I think this chapter.
Sanji not escaping.
And specifically, Sanji getting knocked to the ground, and the Big Mom pirates having moonwalked so they could not escape from the sky.
Yes.
Alright.
That threw a massive spanner in the works.
Now, my thought is the German are here.
Yeah.
The fleet is almost destroyed outside. The Big Mom fleet. German fleets can take care of those fleets, so that's not an issue.
Okay. Maybe there's a battle now because it's not a sneak attack.
What I'm saying is, we're gonna have... My theory... Alright, this is my theory. We're gonna have... a 3... What time is it? 1? We're gonna have a 4-5 hour confrontation.
Yeah.
On Chocolate Town.
They can't win. Oh.
Everyone's gonna get knocked out.
Everyone.
Big Mom pirates are gonna get defeated.
Every single Big Mom pirate's gonna get defeated.
Yes, because the Straw Hats will arrive shortly. We have the Germa, we have Peckham's, and we have Sanji.
Do you know how bad that looks, though?
It looks real bad.
You know how bad that looks?
Let me get through it.
Alright, get through it.
So
and I'll have my rebuttal.
So we have this fight. We take care of all that. Meanwhile, beforehand, Big Mom eats the cake. She's knocked out.
Yeah. For the
Good
4
point.
hours.
She's knocked out for a few hours, 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever. The fight finishes. Big Mom arrives on Chocolate Town via Prometheus. She's recovered her energy.
Man, that takes time.
This is why I'm saying 5 hours, because she's gonna get knocked out for how long?
She's got to get up, and then
she's gonna get up. She's gonna travel to Chocolate Town while the traveling's happening.
Yep.
The war takes place, or the fight, or whatever.
Battle, yeah.
The battle. Big Mom pirates are defeated. Germa's heavily wounded, knocked out. The only two people are around that are conscious.
Sanji and Jinbei?
Probably Sanji, Jinbei, and Luffy, because Luffy awakens at this point.
No, Luffy's down.
After 5 hours, he's up, because Big Mom arrives, right? And for Luffy, the consequence must be the roulette wheel.
The ruler comes back.
The roulette wheel comes back. I don't see why Oda introduces this if it wouldn't come back.
I say it comes back in Elbaf.
Alright. So, the roulette wheel pops out. She goes, "You will pay for your debts."
Yeah?
Sanji gets his, I don't know. Sanji's cake is so good that she's like,
I'll ignore some parts, but I'm
you
not
will
gonna
roll for your punishment instead of me killing you.
Okay.
Right? And via the luck of Luffy, we know he's a very lucky man.
Will of D.
He gets 10 years off his life, or how many years off his life that doesn't cost him his life.
Yeah.
Or a limb or whatever. Right. Or Jinbei might take the life, but I doubt it. There's very low chance. Anyway, let's say Luffy takes 20 years off his life. Now, at this point, he's just constantly sacrificing lifespan. This kind of builds into the
whole massive theory about why he dies.
Yeah, and Luffy's gonna start the next pirate generation like Roger did, etc., etc.
Okay. Luffy
sacrifices 20, 30 years of his life, something like that. And then she goes, "Now get out of here." Right? This is gonna take, obviously,
time.
10 chapters.
At the minimum.
Minimum 10 chapters, 15 chapters or so.
But what I like about that is Sanji gets a fight.
Yeah. This means Sanji gets at least a chapter. The Germa actually do something.
Okay.
And Jinbei and the crew do stuff as well. Taking out the crew, doing stuff like that. Big Mom, now, are people going to be upset that Big Mom lets Luffy go on the roulette?
Yes.
Probably. But at least we get a little bit more closure on a Hot Cake Island. And I'm not adverse to her coming back in some way in Elbaf to enact some kind of revenge. But do I see Fishman Island getting taken down?
No. This was not the argument. Your argument was she turns up at the final war.
Yeah, she turns up at the final war, and I'm not adverse to the idea of her coming back in Elbaf in any way. I'm not averse to that. But this is the point, right? Her flashback was designed for the Giants to hate her, and to give us flavor and subtext for her character. Do I think it's going to come back, and she's going to realize she ate Mother Caramel and change her character dramatically? Probably not.
I can't imagine Oda putting in the fact that she does not remember her eating children and Mother Caramel, and also have a memory devil fruit in the same arc, and that does not collide at some point.
I just don't see the situation where Pudding would be like, what's his face? Strusen, come here, I'll take your memories and put it into Big Mom. In what situation does that happen?
Maybe she doesn't have to put it into Big Mom. She can show her on some projector. Her ability is film reel.
It's just a little bit confusing and clunky, and I don't know why Strusen would be on Elbaf as well as Pudding.
He's part of the fleet. Surely.
Is Pudding a part of the fleet?
Why not?
Big Mom's gonna be very upset with Pudding after this.
It's not her fault. She made the cake. As far as the family knows, that she didn't help Straw Hats.
Now,
but here's my problem with this.
Yeah.
This massive war that takes place over 5 hours.
No.
There is I'm gonna say it, this is a worse situation than the wedding.
It's not a worse
The
situation.
Grand Fleet is here.
Yeah.
Countless Big Mom family members, which we find out in this chapter, are strong.
We have a lot of clones of the Germa have.
The clones.
Clones are strong, and there's a
Okay.
lot of them.
The clones take out the fodder.
Yeah.
You still got at least 25 Big Mom family members.
I wouldn't say 25. I would say at least 10. 10 legitimately good. Oven.
But
Let's say Oven is the strongest on there.
Ovens are very decent fight.
Sanji versus Oven is
Okay.
what we're thinking.
Sanji versus Oven. That takes out Sanji out of the equation.
Yeah. Now we have the Vinsmoke. That's 4 of them.
Yeah.
You can see them taking on a Big Mom family member.
Okay. They take on
Alright.
one Big Mom family member.
Then we have the rest of the Straw Hats, which
Rest of the
can
Straw
take on
Hats.
one.
Yeah, but you got Smoothie.
We don't know what's gonna happen with Smoothie, and that's a problem.
If there's a 4-hour battle, Smoothie has to dock. If Smoothie gets on the battlefield, it's over. We still have Snacks about.
Yeah.
Snacks is a former commander. He gets on, there's no one there that can take him.
Do you think Capone's gonna come back and assist like at the dying hours of the thing
Wouldn't
for like a few hours?
even if Capone turns up,
He's got his man, more power.
they
We get
could-
to see Voodoo and Guardi maybe do something. We don't know what they do.
but they confirm that this is the Grand Fleet that they have.
Yeah.
This is all their resources, bar the Perospero fleet and the Daifuku fleet.
And Katakuri and Big Mom and Demonto.
Those are one.
And
These are one people.
Christian, Big Mom is 90% of the Big Mom power.
If Big Mom was there, out of the question.
Yeah.
No one's winning. But we still have strong people here. You cannot say that random Big Mom named family members are not strong.
Yeah, they're strong.
We have evidence of the contrary.
But they're comparable to what we have.
UN has Moonwalk.
Yeah.
That covers the sky.
You have Vince Smoke that can cover that.
Yeah, but you also have the decouplets who also have the Skywalk.
Do I think that the couplets are anything to sneeze at?
As a
Not
unit,
particularly.
I reckon that as a unit, they're at least comparable to Oven. As a unit.
Alright, we can
Because
guess
there's
on...
10 of them.
we can guess on power scaling on these guys
Raisin.
until they happen.
Raisin.
Well, let's just talk about what
Armament,
we've seen.
Sword, Armament, Haki.
That's good.
Now, in Dressrosa, we saw Marine Goons use Sword, Armament, Haki. But was that canon? I can't remember.
Christian,
But
what I'm saying
regardless,
is...
they're strong.
There's two options here. Deal with Big Mom later,
We'll deal with Big Mom now.
Big Mom now.
I'm saying, as the
Now, the good people at home think, what about the third option, which is the pudding, manipulation, memory, Big Mom, etc., etc.
all the pieces are fucking everywhere.
This is a fun thing about this stage of the arc. We don't know what's happening. I think we've said that a few
We need
weeks.
Luffy is out of the equation as well,
Yeah.
and I'm not taking the. I'm not buying Luffy can wake up 5 hours after he's
What about magic Germa healing?
All right, maybe Magic Germa,
The
regeneration tank,
hyperbolic tank.
the tank from Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
but they have to get into that tank.
Yeah, that's alright.
Get it, even if they get into Chopper, it took him 3 days to wake up after Dressrosa.
They get him to Chopper, they put him in the hyperbolic chamber, 3 hours he wakes up.
It
he's
took
good to
him
go.
like 2 days to wake up after Dressrosa, and he's had a way more fierce
Christian,
battle
they
with
have
Katakuri.
cloning technology. I'm sure they have healing technology.
All right. That's probably on the main ship that's
Yeah.
in combat. That you have to get Luffy there, and then you have to get him back on the mainland.
Yeah, this is the main problem with my thing, is too long.
We have to escape now.
It's either this is the thing, right? We want to get to 900 to make it hype, right?
We do.
We're pretty sure 900 will be the dawn, and Pedro's words. Yes, we're pretty sure. That's the most likely.
I'm
at
not
this
sure.
point.
I'm not sure now. I'm not sure because of this chapter. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Because we're not going to be that far away from Whole Cake for
I
anything
think-
hype to happen in the story.
I think 900 is Big Mom eating the cake now. That's what I think.
Okay.
Because we've got this battle, and we can't. Why stay here if we're not going to get a couple of little skirmishes?
What your theory is more 900 is going to be a big thing. I've been talking a lot about 900.
You have.
Do I think maybe it's a system, a thing of
Of
the
the
community hyping up 900? Perhaps. Is 900? Do you think 900 is as important as we think?
No. It's just a number at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's not a set in stone rule that something hype has to happen 900. Do I think it will happen? Yes. There's like a 70% chance of something hype happening 900.
Now,
But it could just be a regular chapter.
where we 100% disagree is the Fishman Island bit.
No. I was saying that we have not had enough interaction with Big Mom and Luffy to end Whole Cake Island satisfactorily without another arc exploring Big Mom's character, exploring her fighting style, a battle between... Because all they've done is run away from Big Mom.
Yeah.
There's been no fight with Big Mom. The fight with Big Mom has to happen in Elbaf.
If we fight Elbaf, we fight Big Mom in Elbaf and defeat her in solo combat.
Yeah.
There's no point of her turning up in the final war.
No, there is. Because do you honestly think in the final war, we're going to have Big Mom and Kaido and that's going to be a 10-chapter fight? No way.
No, it'll be like
The main
off-screen,
point of that war is going to be Straw Hats versus Blackbeard pirates.
Yeah.
Right? So this stuff has to happen in the background.
Okay.
And these things can happen in the background if we know what Big Mom can do.
Yeah.
We know what Kaido can do. We can imagine that fight. We don't have to be explained the fight. This is why I'm saying Big Mom, it has to be defeated in Elbaf.
So do we defeat Kaido and Wano? Completely.
I think we do defeat Kaido in Wano. Because we've already had a lot of arcs building up to Kaido.
How do we get to Elbaf?
How do we get to Elbaf? Now, a lot of... who knows? Oda could do it in multiple ways.
Yeah.
Jinbei goes, I get it, Luffy, you're upset. But I know we can get the Giants' help to guarantee our victory.
Okay, and then they travel to Fishman Island.
And then they travel to Elbaf.
Yeah.
Big Mom catches word. And then she goes to Elbaf. Or they invade. Okay. Which is... I don't think they're going to invade. We either have the Elbaf arc to get the Giants on our side to come and defeat Big Mom.
Mm.
So that whole arc, what's going on there, you know, the troubles with Loki, the royal family.
Yeah.
The Straw Hat Luffy gets the Giants on their side with the help of Hydruden and his crew. They get the Giants and they go and invade Big Mom, defeat her. Luffy takes Fishman Island as his territory.
Okay.
Because that's his promise to Fishman Island. And to Neptune. He promised that he would protect them when he defeats Big Mom. This cannot happen in the final war because Big Mom will not be the antagonist of the final war. Luffy cannot back-to-back emperors in the final war.
So we have Coal Cake, then we have Wano, so that's Big Mom, Kaido,
Big
and
Mom,
then we go back
Kaido,
to Big Mom.
Big Mom.
Don't you want to move on to different Yonko?
I do.
Or emperors?
I do. But we've already done this. Alright? Punk Hazard is the start of a plan to get to Kaido. Dressrosa, also part of the plan to get to Kaido. Zoro, also the plan to get to Wano. Whole Cake Island, complete non-sequitur, back to Big Mom. So we've already changed course before in the story.
I'll be happy with Elbaf if Shanks is involved.
Shanks can be involved.
Shanks is involved, training arc.
They're training to go invade Big Mom.
Yeah, and then Big Mom turns up and Luffy's like, Shanks, let me take care of this. This is my fight. Because he said, I'm coming back for Big Mom, I'm going to beat her.
What if Elbaf is a training arc? Training arc with Shanks?
Yeah.
Luffy gets the Giants on side. And he goes and invades Big Mom's territory with the help of Shanks and the Giants. They go in, destroy Big Mom, defeat Big Mom, take Whole Cake Island. No, you don't have to take Whole Cake Island as a territory. Take Fishman Island as a territory.
Yeah.
Because I imagine Shanks is not going to be happy with Big Mom destroying Fishman Island.
Yeah.
Because that's a dick move.
Yeah.
That makes Luffy angry. That's going to make Shanks angry.
Christian, if Shanks is involved, I'm on board. Alright, but Shanks must be involved, and
my main thing is there has to be another Big Mom arc.
Because
it could be short. How long
is this series going to go for? That's like another 3 years of writing if Big Mom's coming back. After Wano, which is going to be what?
After Wano, is going to be... This is why I'm saying Kaido has to be defeating Wano.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people saying there has to be a separate Kaido arc. And
Okay.
I can't believe that. Because Wano's going to be 200 chapters. And that has to have a massive payoff.
Yeah. Okay, well, Christian, we'll bench this discussion for maybe when the
Next
arc
The arc's over.
is over. Or when we get the post, when it becomes clear what we're doing,
We're in the post arc.
we'll come back to this.
Okay. We
Christian-
can't agree on it. Just,
We're seeing two different things, and I think that's our perspective on the story.
yeah.
But we'll come back to this when we have a clearer idea.
Okay, so predictions next week then.
Shit.
It's hard.
Germa and Sanji fighting the Big Mom Pirates. That's it.
I agree. That's all that can really happen.
Yeah.
Like, what else does that happen?
We might start to, like, wrap up the composed stuff, like Big Mom arrives, and
Yeah, that's true.
they arrive on the island.
Like, half of the chapters just, like, skirmishes.
Yeah.
And half of the chapters, like, cake stuff. Yeah.
Alright.
That puts us on 9-8.
9-8.
9-9, more fighting. 900 Big Mom Insta Cake.
Possible. Now, Christian. Next.
People have been waiting for this topic of the show for 2 weeks now.
Whoa.
Well, you went on House Rocket Shanks. Okay.
Let's get into it. Now, Christian, I've been reading the scriptures, the holy book.
Every week, we
Yes.
ask the question. How strong is Shanks? And every week we answer. Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is the God King.
Yes.
Simple as that.
Now, I've been reading the scriptures, Christian, the holy book of Shanks.
But there are people who don't believe
Yes.
in the holy books of Shanks.
And I found an excerpt, and I would love to read it to you, right?
Yep.
Shanks was the one who taught Rayleigh and even Goldie Roger Haki. It is said that Shanks invented Haki.
True.
Shanks is the God King
Of the verse.
of the verse.
It is written in the scripture. That people might say, where is this scripture?
We have the scripture.
And I'm saying, you have to be extremely well versed in the knowledge of Shanks to even peek
Christian,
at the cover
We have
of the
the
scripture
book.
of Shanks. Because if I show you the scripture of Shanks, even through a webcam,
Your eyes will melt.
your eyes will melt of the hype that is locked away in the holy book of Shanks. I cannot show you this book because it will damage your eyes because
Indeed.
you are not well versed
Now,
in the holy scripture of Shanks.
Christian, we pray to the God King, and we move on
Shanks is the good king.
to the next
Shanks
topic.
is the strongest.
Topic of the show, the bout, the blowout, Luffy versus Katakuri, play by play. Let's get into it. Christian, I want to start at the start. I have notes.
Wait. I want to start with the argument.
The argument.
Because for context.
Okay.
For
give
context.
Give us the argument. Give us the context.
The argument is, this fight makes no sense because of two reasons.
Yeah.
One, Katakuri's Haki, observation Haki is stronger than Luffy's.
Yep.
Fact.
Okay.
At the start.
Yep.
I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
Two, Katakuri got more hits in. An idiotic statement.
Okay.
Because this is not Street Fighter, there are no health bars.
Yep.
If you get my meaning.
Mm-hmm. And I will break this down for you. I have stats.
Stats, facts,
Let's
play
go.
by play.
Now,
Here you go.
we start with Luffy throwing Katakuri into the mirror world via a Gear 3 grab.
Now,
Katakuri compliments Luffy on how well he did in the situation.
interesting.
Yeah.
Why didn't Katakuri see this happen?
He did, and he said,
I can't do anything
I
about
can't
it.
do anything about it, which is
This
interesting.
shows.
Yes.
This shows how Katakuri's future sight works from day fucking one.
Yeah.
He sees the attack. Luffy Gear 3 punch
Yeah.
connects. That's all he sees. And then the fist comes out and grabs him.
Yeah.
He doesn't see that. So we get a clear time frame
Okay.
of when the future sight ends.
Yep.
It ends when the attack ends.
Okay.
Because this is Haki, right? He sees the future until the attack ends. He sees the intent of the future until the attack lands or whatever happens.
Yeah.
He sees that future. Luffy changes the future by punching him, so the future's over. His future sight is over. The hit's connected somehow.
Yeah.
Katakuri's blocked it. But then he opens his fist and grabs him.
Yeah.
Implying Katakuri does not always see the future.
Okay.
Alright? It's not constantly on.
Yeah.
It's not a Yuha Bark situation.
Okay.
For those who haven't read Bleach, Yuha Bark, the end villain, he sees all futures at all times.
Yeah. All possible
futures at all times.
Yeah.
Broken ability.
And it was real bad how that wrapped up.
Cannot be beaten.
Yeah.
This is not the case here.
Okay.
Do not get confused. Katakuri sees one future at one time. And that future can be changed by different actions.
Yeah.
Said by Capone himself. You may see the future, but anyone can change it. Very important.
Alright.
That people just want to ignore. And we see how it works from day one. When the star fights.
Alright. So we're in the mirror world. Katakuri compliments Luffy on how well he did in this situation.
Yes.
Luffy breaks the mirror. And when Luffy broke the mirror, I said Luffy will win this fight.
You did.
Alright. So, you know, we get the brass tacks in the mirror world. It's a dick measuring competition at this point. Katakuri displays speed, power, better than base Luffy. We see the Gatling, Katakuri matches it and is better, more efficient.
Now let me bring up another argument. People want to use this chapter as proof that base Luffy cannot compete with Katakuri. But they ignore one very important factor.
Which is?
Luffy learns his opponent's attack patterns.
Yes.
He learns their strengths, he learns their weaknesses. After an 11-hour fight, you would assume Luffy has learned how to deal with Katakuri's
And we'll
attacks.
talk about that learning a little bit later. But, you know, at this point, it's just like, I'm Katakuri, I'm better than you. I do a bigger Gear 3, I do a more efficient Gatling, etc., etc. Luffy goes in for the speed. He dodges the kick. Katakuri still kicks him in the head.
Yep.
We get a display of Katakuri's base and how it looks. Simple. Alright, so that chapter ends. Katakuri doesn't really seem to respect Luffy at this point. He's kind of being like, come on, what do you got? What do you got to show me? Prove to me that you're a fighter.
Well, he always considers him a threat.
Yeah.
Because on the boat, on the Sunny, while they're waiting for Straw Hat to arrive, Katakuri says,
He gives him a slim chance.
even if they escape Big Mom, there's a chance that they might escape, and I'm going to have to take Luffy out.
Yeah.
He acknowledges
So,
his strength.
at this point, Luffy's dodging the attacks, and Brule starts to talk shit.
Yeah, the legend, you know.
Gives the legend of Katakuri, etc., etc. Luffy says, shut up, Brule, goes for the punch. Katakuri grabs Luffy and says, what are you doing? Trying to touch my sister. Clear indication that the siblings love each other.
Indeed.
Now, Oven displayed this in the chapter that we just went over.
Yes.
They love each other as siblings. At least Oven and Katakuri do. We can't speak for everyone. We can see at least these two characters. And everyone loves Katakuri in the family.
Yeah.
Superficially or real.
I think it's superficial.
I think some are superficial, some are real. Maybe the older ones have more mature knowledge. They're not all 15.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you know, Luffy grabs, you know, things are happening. Katakuri throws Luffy into the wall because he's going to touch Brule. And then we see that Brule's got a plan to go into the Sunny and fuck up everyone.
Yeah.
Luffy's not having this. Breaks the mirror. Grabs a piece of the mirror, starts talking to Nami. This scene plays out. He's given his speech to Nami. Break the mirrors in the ship. I'll figure out a way to do it. Meanwhile, Katakuri beating the shit out of Luffy.
Now, people want to use this against Luffy, but he was preoccupied.
He was preoccupied and he was doing his captain's duty, giving orders, etc.
So I'm going to say the one-on-one has not started yet.
Shows resolve. The one-on-one's happening and we'll get the stats out.
But it hasn't... I'm going to say...
Also, I just want to point...
This is pre-fight.
Yeah.
This is pre-101.
This is setting up the legend and the fight.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about the legend for a minute. Brule might be embellishing the truth a little bit, but she points out undefeated fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Undefeated. Now, this says something about Katakuri's past that we can infer. We don't know who he's fought. We don't know his past. But we can assume he's fought some tough opponents.
But we do know emperors do not meet.
Very rare that they meet.
It's very rare that they meet.
Yes.
So maybe they met. Maybe they met Kaido's crew once.
You know, Roger's fighting everyone, doesn't back down from a fight. At some point, the Big Mom Pirates probably met the Roger Pirates on the sea. But, you know,
But it's always a massive story when it happens.
it's all speculation and he say, they say. So we don't know who Katakuri fought, but he's undefeated. And then the spear comes out. The hotly debated spear. Mole.
The spear never hits Luffy.
Alright. So,
It's a non-factor.
next chapter, spear comes out. Luffy dodges the spear, dip, dive, duck. Alright?
Mm-hmm.
He's using his robo abilities to dodge as well as his lesser observation haki. We see the effects of the spear go through walls, explosions at the back. It's a weird effect, but that's how it works.
I want to say it here.
Yeah.
If you looking at the fight at this point, Luffy has worked out how to dodge Katakuri's base.
Yeah.
You know, he uses a lot of weird movements.
He's starting to use his...
He can understand how to dodge Katakuri's base, and Katakuri says it.
Yeah, so I'm going to get to that. People don't dodge my attacks at this much. It's double the effort.
Double the stamina
Luffy's using double the effort to dodge. Katakuri's using double the effort to try and
to
hit him.
attack.
Now,
I'm gonna say it here. Awakening's not out yet,
Awakening is out.
but like not to the galactic, the purists don't like.
Yes,
shit.
but Awakening was used in the mirror scene to kick Luffy.
yeah,
Luffy comments that this is Mingo's thing, and Katakuri's like, of course, I'm using Awakening.
Yeah,
Then, Gear 4, Katakuri says, I'm intrigued, but
I'm not gonna let it happen.
no dice. I'm not underestimating you, Straw Hat Luffy.
Always respected his strength.
Yes. This is the first real time where we see Katakuri give props to Luffy in a meaningful way.
Mm-hmm.
And he's starting to respect Luffy and what he does, telling him that, look, I'm using more stamina, this is stressing me out, etc. Then he uses his Awakening to put the mochi on Luffy. He expects, this is important, he expects Luffy to be defeated from this attack. He 100% thinks Luffy is done and defeated and is going to suffocate almost instantly. But he wants his Marienda, he wants his sugar. Now people say, what is this about, Christian? This is what it means to me.
Mm-hmm.
He is Big Mum's son.
Indeed.
He has inherited the cravings and the sugar and the hunger pangs from Big Mum.
Hunger pangs.
Perhaps. He says sugar is power.
Now he is a mochi man,
Yes.
and mochi is
Sugar.
mainly sugar.
It's not sugar.
It's rice.
It's rice.
It's glucose from rice.
Yeah, sugar.
Sugar.
Yeah.
So that could be a part of
There's
it.
a theory that he needs sugar to actually use his ability. Not really, because he fights for 10 hours, etc.
I'm saying because of his body,
Yeah.
sugar would be more effective on his body because his body's made of sugar.
Now, I've made a little note here. We have Luffy, Big Mum, and now Katakuri needing food
to survive.
in some way to fight. Now, this brings up questions about how do the animals survive for 10 days fighting each other? How does everyone do this? Etc., etc. We're not going to touch this. This is more of a player on this fight, but just something to think about.
Indeed.
Alright. So we have the Merienda scene, Katakuri and the donuts. Luffy punches. Luffy eats the mochi. Luffy states he doesn't like eating mochi.
One of the very rare foods he doesn't like.
He eats it, he's all fat. He gets the energy from it, though. He's full. He has, I'm going to say it, healed from what he has just taken
From Katakuri.
from Katakuri. Alright? He's had, we know
We
what
know
food,
what he can do with food.
we know what food happens to Luffy. He's fat, he runs around, burns a fuel.
He can do the life return stuff Kumidoro can do
Yeah.
somehow. Somehow he knows how to do that.
And he gains stamina back. The chefs are like, how does that even work? That doesn't make any sense for the body. This is where Luffy uses
Breaks
Gear
through.
3 on the little hut.
The shrine.
And Katakuru's like shocked. Now, notice Luffy never even talks about his mouth.
Important.
Doesn't give a fuck about it.
Important for later.
Only gives a fuck about the fight.
That's true.
Not even a mention of Katakuri's physical appearance at all.
Luffy's upset that Katakuri's not continuing.
Yeah,
the
he
fight.
thinks that Katakuri is sitting pretty on his victory.
Yeah.
Katakuri very mad. Kills the chefs.
Kills the chef.
Murders the chefs.
Okay.
This is the first time we see Block Mochi. He uses Block Mochi on the chef.
Now, people want to say the black haki lightning is when Conquerors is used. I'm going to say here,
Maybe.
incorrect.
No.
Incorrect.
I think it's more of an impact.
Large impacts.
Yeah.
We
With
get the
Haki.
With haki.
Yes.
We get the sparks.
Yeah.
The black lightning
Now,
sparks.
we get a little bit of a scene here with Luffy being like, "You're not invincible. I knew you weren't invincible. It's not that you're a Mochi man. It's that you have very good observation haki."
Now,
Katakuri compliments Luffy on figuring this out and says, "Look, you figured this out, but you're not going to get another chance." Right? Meanwhile, they're going blow for blow. They're attacking, etc. Luffy goes in for the punch on the Block Mochi.
it breaks through the guard.
His hands hurt because of his hardening
Oh, yeah, we're
of
not
the
gear
Block
4
Mochi.
yet.
We're not on Gear 4 yet. Punch.
Luffy
His
gets
hands hurt from the hardness of the haki,
not the quality of the
not the
haki.
quality of the haki. It's the block. I said this last week. It's the
Yes.
Block Mochi squared with the armament on top.
It's like it's compact mochi.
Yeah, and this will come into play with the Gear 4.
Yes.
Luffy uses Gear 4 punches. Katakuri fight is wrapped up for this chapter. Next chapter. Or the next time we see them. Katakuri
It's gone flying.
is bouncing around like a crazy man. Luffy's like, "I knew it. You weren't invincible. I knew I could take you down. This is my opportunity." Uses a range of attacks. You know, he's got the Schneider, the Kongan. That's about it. He flies around, knocking Katakuri around. Katakuri bounces back up, regains his composure, and activates his observation haki again.
Mm-hmm.
And a new piece of information at the time: you need to remain calm to use said observation haki. Now, I'm going to interpret this as you need to remain calm for this specific
Yes.
type of observation.
But this
haki.
confirms types of observation haki.
Yes.
Does it not?
It confirms that for him to use such a high degree of the observation that he
Well-
needs concentration.
I would say no, because you know when Luffy's dodging.
Because we'll get to that. It gets weird when Luffy and Rayleigh hints about subconscious observation.
I think that's
Which
a
will-
power up that Luffy unlocked now. But before this, Luffy, you know when Luffy dodges Hody's water balls?
Yeah.
You know, Luffy closes his eyes. He doesn't close his eyes. He stops
It's just-
moving.
yeah.
He thinks about dodging.
Yeah.
That implies that he's focused on dodging.
Yeah.
So you need focus to use observation haki.
Yeah, okay. So, Katakuri's back. And he says, "I won't slip up again." And Luffy's like, "Yeah, you will." And then he pulls out the donuts.
Mm-hmm.
Our favourite attack.
It's a really good attack.
The donuts do pretty good damage. They're a block mochi.
Mm-hmm.
It affects Luffy in Gear 4. A little bit of blood in the stomach. No haki on Luffy's stomach, which is interesting. Luffy
Yeah,
also gets stuck in Katakuri via mochi power.
To be fair, you know, it's a new attack. Luffy doesn't know what this is.
Yeah, he gets caught off guard by the power mochi, the donuts.
Yeah.
Luffy goes flying. That we have an exchange. Katakuri's like, "You're done, Straw Hat. I'm now invincible."
Yeah.
Luffy's like, "No, you're not. You'll slip up."
See, this part of the fight gives Luffy the hope and the confidence that he knows he can win.
And now-
he just has to
yeah.
unlock something.
Now Katakuri sees that Luffy's Gear 4 will run out and he goes, "A power up with a time limit."
Mm-hmm.
Luffy goes, "Thanks for the heads up,"
And
and he bails. And he's like, "Shit, I gotta regain my haki," running around. Now sees Brulee. People aren't happy with this.
whatever.
He sees Brulee, jumps through the mirror. Round 1,
Done.
done. Now,
This is round 2.
Christian,
Marienda.
the damage sustained from both parties are minimal.
And it's void now.
And it's null and void after the break that we have.
We had a
'Cause-
break. Luffy got his break, got his haki back. He probably ate something. He's healed. Katakuri also had a break.
Yeah.
So the hits Luffy did
And Luffy
before,
states that he wants to beat Katakuri 1-on-1, 100% all billion berries.
Now, do we have the time frame for this part of the fight? We
No.
don't get anything. Do we?
It's hard to say. I should have done the math on that.
I don't think we get the time frame here anyway.
Yeah.
Like, we don't get a clock at this point of the fight. It's fairly early on in the fight.
Yeah.
So, take that. What you will.
Now, we come back into the mirror world. Luffy with a clear objective to learn observation haki.
Yes.
This is his objective until he unlocks it. So,
This is round 3.
yes, round for 3. Katakuri's like, it's shameful to land on your back. And he's mocking Luffy in such a way via his attacks. He's going, every time you throw a punch, I'm hitting your shoulder so you can't attack. Every time you throw a kick, I'm hitting your knees so you can't attack. It's making you helpless and weak. And then, we got a lot of beatdown on Luffy. Him trying to learn observation. There's a fair few chapters of him getting beaten up. And then Katakuri states, right? He's getting close to my observation haki. I need to finish him off. He is worried that Luffy will reach his level. And he thinks the unthinkable might happen. Now, these words...
So he begins to doubt himself.
Yes, he begins to doubt himself. And Luffy is slowly but surely reaching the level and is about to reach the level of observation haki. Now, the next chapter, we have the famous man scene with Katakuri where he stabs himself. Luffy gets hit.
The Flambe incident.
Well, first of all, Luffy gets hit by the spear. Which is interesting. Luffy gets hit because of Flambe and all that.
Yeah.
And Katakuri thinks to himself, what happened to you, Straw Hat? You were giving me a good fight. I respected you. And now you've disappointed me.
That's right.
Then we get the scene. He stabs himself. He wants a fair fight. He wants a man's fight. He's gained respect for Luffy. This is the fight that it might be his hardest fight he's ever had.
I would say it is, because he's lost his battle.
He says, when was the last time, how long has it been since I've been hit? He's intrigued. He wants his fight to perhaps grow himself as a fighter as well.
Is this the point where I bring up the Logia weakness?
Yeah.
Alright, people want to say Katakuri is not a Logia.
Yep.
Well, okay, but he pretty much is a Logia. Attacks past him, all this kind of stuff. He's got pre-break. He's effectively a Logia.
Yep.
Now, what do we know about Logias? They never get hit. Therefore, they're not used to getting hit.
Okay.
So they have low, endurance?
Yeah.
They can't take that many hits because they're not used to getting hit.
It's been so long since he's been hit.
Exactly. So the Logia weakness comes into play. Eneru. Clear example. Just completely broken, right?
Gets wrecked.
Gets wrecked by one attack.
Ace gets wrecked by Blackbeard.
Ace gets wrecked by Blackbeard. When was the last time you felt pain?
Yeah.
This is a very important factor in Logias.
Yes.
People want to ignore this factor.
Now, Christian, we get the scene which I think is the most crucial.
Yeah.
And maybe Oda didn't do a very good job of conveying that now Luffy is on the level that he needs.
That scene where he dodges all the
But
attacks?
he dodges... We have that eye close scene and we see a very rare shadowed colouring of Luffy's hair.
Yeah.
Where he closes his eyes and he sees the fists come through. And he dodges them all. He also dodges Flambe's attack before this. The second shot. He falls over. And then we have the Rayleigh flashback.
I think this is the moment.
This is confirmation where Luffy has unlocked the sufficient observation haki.
The observation he needs to beat Katakuri.
Yes.
Because now he can hit Katakuri.
Because we know from the previous chapters that Katakuri states he's getting closer and closer. The unthinkable might happen. I need to finish him off.
People want to say Katakuri stopped using pre-break and observation.
Incorrect.
After he stabbed himself. I'm going to say incorrect.
Now,
because there's no evidence of that actually being a thing.
The evidence is clear that Luffy is slowly but surely getting up to his level, which is stated in the text. Okay?
Exactly. It's stated.
And beforehand, he says he sees very sometimes he sees what I'm seeing, glimpses of the future, which confuses everyone, but you either think Katakuri is wrong about Luffy, or Luffy is seeing the future.
Here's the thing: the future talk segment that when they're talking to each other in the future tenses and shit.
Yeah.
What is that about? If Luffy is not seeing the future, he's seeing the future in a different way. He's seeing the intent of the future. Katakuri sees a visualization of the future.
Yes.
Two different ways of seeing the future, but nonetheless they both see the future.
I just want to drill this into people's heads and make it clear. Luffy, the point of this fight is for Luffy to unlock sufficient observation haki and improve that.
Yes.
He achieves that level and was about to achieve that level before he got stabbed via foul play.
And then he did achieve that level.
And then he did achieve the level.
So the spear is null and void. The
Yes.
spear is a non-factor in this fight because it never hits Luffy.
It never hits Luffy
regardless.
until it does when Flampe hits him and interferes. This...
The only thing that hits Luffy is the irregular, multi-directional fists coming out of the Pureless
Now,
donuts.
at this point...
That's the only thing that hits
at this
him.
point, Luffy has observation, but it doesn't make him immune to attacks.
Exactly.
He has a sufficient observation to hit Katakuri. Nothing about dodging his attacks.
He can still dodge
We
them.
see this when he's not in Snake Man. Katakuri does the explosive mochi. Katakuri comes out of the smoke and lands his first clean hit on Katakuri.
Yeah.
Signaling that he indeed has unlocked a sufficient observation haki.
He used the Gatling to do this.
No, it was a single hit.
No, the panel before you can see the Gatling fist.
Okay.
So he uses a Gatling, a whole Gatling,
Yeah.
and fucking coax him with one of the
And
fists.
nails one of them. He hits Katakuri with the observation. Okay. I just want to be clear. The third time, the fourth time even. He has unlocked sufficient observation haki to beat Katakuri now.
To hit Katakuri.
Yes.
This is what he needs to beat Katakuri. He cannot beat Katakuri without this power-up. Very important factor.
Now, Katakuri can now hit Luffy. Katakuri wants a man's fight from the start. Katakuri wants this fight.
He wants a one-on-one.
He wants a one-on-one. He wants a challenge in his life.
What happened to the one-on-one, Straw Hat?
Yes. And he's almost in a way rooting for Luffy. Yes, get up.
He
Get
wants
up
the
and
fight.
rise to the challenge, Luffy. He wants this fight to take place for himself as well.
He respects Luffy
Yes.
in a lot of ways.
Now, it starts real small with the respect at the start of the fight.
But it grows. It grows over
The
time.
respect for Luffy is there. Mm-hmm. You're just going to find it. It's there.
It's definitely there.
Alright. And now we get the Snake Man. We get the beatdown of the Snake Man and Katakuri. The Buzz Mochi. The Black Mamba. We get all the multi-directionals. Katakuri doesn't really understand what's going on first. Then he gets it. Now, people say Katakuri isn't using observation at this point.
Wrong.
How is this possible when he's dodging a
The Black
Gatling
Mamba.
Black Mamba? It's a Gatling culvert. He must be using observation to dodge his attacks. Yes?
I reckon he's using... I reckon he switches to regular observation because Future Side wouldn't help him in this situation.
Yeah.
We already saw that. He dodged the first Snake Man punch with Future Side observation, right?
Okay.
So he sees the fist coming to him. You know, clearly he dodges it. It comes back around and hits him.
Yeah.
We've already seen this with the elephant gun punch and then Luffy grabs him.
Yeah.
Katakuri only sees one future at one time and there's some sort of cooldown with it.
Yeah.
It's not all the time. He doesn't see the future all the time.
Now.
So this makes perfect sense.
And then we see the player, Luffy, they exchange, they fall over, the fight's over. Done.
Done.
Now, I want to give you some stats, Christian.
Stats
From
time.
876 to 886. Hits, Luffy 5, Katakuri 10. What I mean by hits is damaging blows from attacks.
Okay.
5 to 10, that includes the Gear 4 section.
Yep.
From 887 to 894, this is the beatdown that I think is confusing people. It's 2 to Luffy, 12 to Katakuri. And then Snake Man, 895, 6 and 6.
Here's the issue with that.
Yes.
We're not factoring in the things we didn't see.
And I was going to talk about that, the things we didn't see. Could have Luffy got more hits in? Yes.
Now,
Could have Katakuri got more hits in? Yes. Therefore, it cancels out.
I want to bring in the fact
Yeah.
that when we cut back to Katakuri, he's shaking and he's wheezing.
Yes.
We have the shake lines and the
wheeze sound
the
effects.
texts that say he's shaking and that he's wheezing.
Yes.
Therefore, he is damaged and he is tired.
Yeah. Now, is he damaged and tired from the spear, perhaps?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But did Luffy get more hits in? Maybe.
We don't know.
Luffy can now hit Katakuri. So that's a possibility that we have to factor in.
Now, I don't want to... It's hard to say, and, like, it's all speculation on that part.
Yeah.
Which is probably the problem with the fight.
Skipping
things. And not explaining things as thoroughly as people would like. But those are the stats, and that's the way it is. Katakuri respected Luffy from almost the start, talking a lot of shit, testing Luffy to see what he can do as a captain, as a man.
We get to see how Future Side works from the start.
Yeah, the point of this fight was for Luffy to gain the sufficient observation to hit Katakuri. He achieves this almost before Katakuri hits himself,
Yeah.
and straight after the fact that Katakuri hits himself.
Exactly.
So, I don't like to talk about ifs and whats.
The facts are on the table.
The fight, what happened, but if no spear would have taken place, the damage is negated from both of them. Therefore
it's even.
And Luffy would have unlocked observation anyway.
People ought to ignore the fact that Luffy also has this hole in him.
Yeah.
They have the same hole.
I think the key issue, people understand that, but I think the key issue is they think Katakuri isn't using some kind of observation at this point. They think that the observation isn't the factor in this fight when it clearly is, and it is clearly the point. The observation factor is the entire point of this fight.
Luffy had to unlock Future Side to be able to hit Katakuri.
Yes.
That is
and he has
point.
unlocked some kind of version of that. We're not sure on what that is, but he has unlocked the sufficient observation to hit Katakuri.
Some sort of Future Side via intent.
And that's what I want to. That's what I want to drill into you guys' head and people out there. He did indeed unlock the sufficient observation, and therefore the fight plays out the way it does.
Exactly.
There is no Katakuri might not be using Haki at this point, or Katakuri let Luffy win, or something silly like that.
It's
Now,
not the case.
Christian, do you want to address that Luffy took more hits, therefore Luffy should have lost?
This isn't a Street Fighter.
Yeah.
This isn't a video game. Different hits. If I punch someone in the head and it's a good clean hit, they're knocked out. But if they hit me in the gut, guess what? I'm not going down from that.
Okay.
So there's different hits and power at different levels.
And Luffy...
It's not a game.
We knew Luffy has immense physical strength as well.
We know Luffy has immense physical strength and the Gear 4 hits, very strong.
Now, I want to address people saying that Katakuri is beating the shit out of base form Luffy. Obviously.
It's base form Luffy.
Luffy...
But that doesn't ignore the fact that Luffy's taking the damage.
Yeah, Luffy is taking the damage in Gear 4. And Katakuri schools Luffy when he's in base form. This is obvious.
We can see the damage on his face.
Gear 4 is equal, if not slightly better, than Katakuri.
Let me take you back to a movie called Rocky 4.
Yeah.
With Ivan Drago. You know, Rocky's getting his head kicked in most of that fight. But Rocky works out how to beat him.
And pushes through.
Pushes through the fight because Rocky has the stronger will and the harder head.
And he's a wall of iron.
And he's a wall of iron, like Luffy.
Yeah.
Luffy knows how to take damage.
Yeah.
Luffy has taken damage in every fight he's been in. Katakuri is not used to taking damage. Therefore, the damage that he takes is more damaging to him.
Yeah.
In a way.
You know, and people want to say that the moral implication of this fight doesn't make any sense. I think the respect for Katakuri has for Luffy is clear, and it's there.
I'm not going to go into that because I bring this up most weeks.
And last week you explained it pretty well, but the hat scene is well deserved. Luffy and Katakuri respect each other as men.
Exactly.
And as fighters.
Now, we're going to address it. Are there some problems with this fight? Yes. I'm not going to ignore the problems with this fight. But to say things don't make sense is incorrect.
Now, the main problems with this fight, I just want to say a few things. Firstly, too long and too segmented. This needed to be almost all together, so people don't forget details.
Yes.
All right, over 3 months, or almost 4 months, people were reading this fight,
Mm-hmm.
and they were forgetting details that happened a month ago.
Yes.
This confuses the message.
It does.
2, I want more explanation on observation haki and what's going on with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's confusing.
Mm-hmm.
And 3, I don't know, what's the third point, Christian? What else is the problem? Maybe the end.
The ending. Okay. Yeah. We
The
know
final
so.
hit is a problem.
Final hit is a
Which
problem.
we stated yesterday.
Which we stated last week. Yeah. So
Now, the choreography in 895, masterclass.
Masterclass on point.
Read it.
It's very good.
Alright? Good fight.
Is it the best fight in
A
One
great
Piece?
fight.
No.
Alright. Once it's animated
Might be.
and issues are cleared up, and people can see the supercut of the fight on
They've
YouTube,
digested the fight. They understand it
Right.
after all.
they
these...
see it all strung together and clear. People will be more happy with this fight, and maybe put it as their number 1. Because I expect all-out animation and effects going on.
I expect this fight to bring in new fans.
Yes.
That's
Just
what I expect.
Very good fight. Issues galore. Something
There
different for Oda.
were some issues.
Something different for Oda.
Yeah.
At some point, he needs to explain Haki.
It's never gonna happen.
It will probably happen in the Shanks arc.
It's never gonna happen.
I think it will happen.
I think we're just gonna get constant flashbacks of different shit.
Of Rayleigh talking stuff, and then we have to string it
Mihawk
together.
and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Alright, so Christian, fight out of 10.
8 out of 10.
I'm going to also give it an 8 out of 10 for the reasons I just said. Very good fight.
Very good fight. Problems though.
Three or four problems that amount into community outrage.
Also, the motivation is not there for me, really. Like, compared to, like, Rob Lucci, there's
Luffy
more
wants to get
motivation.
stronger.
It's a fine motivation, but it's not,
Yeah.
I'm here to save someone, I'm here to do something good.
Okay.
He's there for himself, which I don't have anything against. It's just not a extremely strong motivation.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Now, Christian, let us move on to the returning segment, the World's Worst Theory. Christian, World's Worst Theory this week. I want to talk about people saying Zoro has Mihawk eye.
Hawkeye.
Has a Hawkeye underneath that scar. I don't want to stay here too long, but it's silly and ridiculous.
Okay.
Now, what do you think, son? What do you think the point of Zoro's eye is?
Okay, so first of all, if you believe this theory, are we saying you're stupid?
The specific theory of the Hawkeye.
Of the Hawkeye. Are we saying you're
Meaning
stupid?
Zoro has a Mihawk eye underneath that scar.
Are we saying you're stupid?
Yes.
Maybe. Maybe we're saying that. Maybe we're not saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's up to you. Is it a stupid theory? I have to agree. Zoro's eye being closed, I think, has to do with the demons.
Okay.
Has to do with the demons. Alright? I think it has to do with his demon technique. Zoro's the demon.
Do you think it's connected to the Katetsu?
I think it's connected to his demons somehow.
His
'cause
aura demons.
we have not seen him use his demons in the New World
Okay.
at all.
Do you think that eye will open and become a relevant thing? Or do you think it's just going to be like, I activate Ashura, the eye opens, it glows red?
I think it is like... See, the theory kind of doesn't make sense. My theory doesn't kind of make sense.
Yeah.
But what I think happened was Zoro Kuma situation. Zoro sees death,
Yep.
right?
The second time.
He sees death.
Mm-hmm.
Again, when he takes the pain from Luffy.
Yep.
What happened? Nothing happened. What if he saw death, he saw the demons, right? And then that comes out during his training with Mihawk, and Mihawk has to cut the eye.
Yeah.
Because he's like, this power's unhinged. You gotta hurt somebody.
You gotta control
You need to
it.
control this power. The power of the demons. What have you seen? All that kind of stuff.
Right.
I think it has to do with his demons and his demonic energy. Because
Okay.
he has a very dark aura. I'm not convinced it's a Hawkeye.
It's not a Hawkeye.
Because it's a scar. It's been
Oda-
cut.
Either Oda's done it for aesthetic reasons, or for some kind of reveal later. We
I think
understand
there's a
this.
reveal. I think there's a reveal. I
Okay.
think it's the demon eye.
Okay.
Because it's cut, right? That means someone cut it.
That would mean Oda would have to introduce the third layer of One Piece. So we have Haki, we have Devil Fruits,
It's soul.
and then we have the spiritual realm in some way.
We know the spiritual realm exists.
We have the soul of the sailor that repairs the ships.
Has a ship. We
There's
have
these-
Brooke's been to the underworld. So that confirms the underworld
So
exists.
is this the gateway in for Oda to explaining the third layer of One Piece, of the power system?
The soul.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Now yeah. So my perspective is it's the demon eye.
Yeah.
Because it's cut. That means someone cut it. Why would a baboon cut it? It's not going to be a baboon.
Yeah.
It would be Mihawk cutting it for some reason. You know, it's an unkept power, blah, blah, blah. Why would it be a Hawkeye?
Yeah.
We don't even know what these Hawkeyes even do.
Okay.
They're just yellow eyes.
Yep.
It's not a thing.
Well, you look at them, you need a strong resolve, otherwise, the Boa speech in Marineford. But
Hawkeye is strong as fuck.
Yeah.
So that's just his fucking strength fucking makes you shake.
and probably conquer Haki. In some
No
regard.
doubt, no doubt.
Christian, I thought I'd bring the section back so the people could have a section to throw us their shitty theories.
I love the shitty theories.
And for us to talk about. And Christian has his own shitty theories that he sometimes talks about. It's all good spirited here. Do we think you're dumb if you have dumb theories? Probably.
Maybe.
But, we'll talk about it and maybe we'll throw our own thoughts out there and have a good time. Now, Christian. Question corner.
No, the power scale.
Ah, the power scale, of course. Christian, the power scale every week, it gets bigger, it gets bolder. What
A
have you
revision
bought? A revision.
could be made to the power scale this week.
Oh, we have a man.
Return to Slab finally
Yes.
comes with his own evidence.
Okay.
Now, was it good evidence? Perhaps not.
Yep.
Let's get into his evidence.
Go on.
From Return to Slab. Why I believe Rayleigh should be in the high tier. The debate of this podcast.
Yep.
Alright? Why should he be in there? This is going to be a little bit roundabout. Already he's on shaky ground.
Yep.
Because he admits his evidence is a little bit convoluted. But I'll read it. So please stick with me.
Yep.
We know an old, sick Whitebeard was Emperor level. Now I'm going to stop you there. Alright? Yes, his power was at that level. Endurance? No way. No chance he's Emperor level endurance. Okay?
Now, Christian, I want to put the fact that
Emperor level power?
I just want to point out that we do have Whitebeard in the top tier.
Yeah, he deserves to be in the top tier.
Yes.
But the point of him saying this is him saying that he's on the Pyro King tier, which does not exist. There is no Pyro King tier. Eric is blaspheming. The Shanks tier is for Shanks only.
Okay.
There is no tier above the top tier. So, you're either in the top tier or you're not in the top tier. But regardless, we know if Whitebeard Prime fought Roger,
Yes.
the Pirate King.
Now, Christian,
Now, how much stronger is the Pirate King
not that much.
compared to the other emperors? Not that much. We know Roger interacted with Big Mom, but it wasn't a battle. We don't know how strong the
Now,
Pirate King
Christian,
is.
perhaps you should read the entire thing
But-
and then rebuttal.
I want to rebut it point by point.
Okay.
Alright, so we don't know how strong the Pyro King is, but we can assume maybe a 5% increase on strength compared to the other emperors.
Yep.
I'll give you that. Okay, so we know Whitebeard's sick and old and he's emperor level.
Mm-hmm.
True. In certain aspects, but he is the lowest of the emperor level.
Yep.
In my opinion, for various factors, such as
Sick and old.
sick and old. He has a heart attack on the battlefield within 5 minutes. That's not good.
So, if safe to say Whitebeard was Pyro King level, Christian disagrees.
I'm
Well,
going to
Christian
disagree with
agrees.
that. I know they've fought on equal terms. The story says they fought on equal terms.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. He was Pirate King level, but what does Pirate King level even mean? What does that even mean? I'm gonna give you the 5% increase. That's what I'm gonna give you.
Okay.
Okay. So, you know,
So at one point, Whitebeard was his
on
thesis
par.
is on
So at one point, Whitebeard was on par with Rayleigh.
fair.
No, Rayleigh. Roger.
Roger. Okay.
Well, he brings up evidence that Eric said, as you said on the podcast, in the the question corner segment, when Luffy becomes Pirate King, he'll be Pirate King tier. At this point, Zoro will be top tier, but not as strong as Luffy. Agreed? Okay, well, okay, but Zoro is going to be the world's strongest swordsman.
Not just the second-hand man.
Not just the second-hand man to the Pirate King.
Yes.
So Zoro has ambition above the crew, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Zoro's going to be second strongest in the verse. That's like saying Zoro's going to be strongest in the verse. He'll be in the top tier, but where in the top tier? That's a different question. Alright, so then, in that same light, I think it's fair to infer that Roger was the Pirate King. His right-hand man, Rayleigh, was top tier in Prime. This throws off, if this is true, this throws off the balance of the world. Throws off the balance of the world.
Christian.
Because we know Marco was around. First Division Commander of Whitebeard. We know that they fought on equal terms. So I'm going to say Marco and Rayleigh had to be on equal terms. So that when their crews fought, they were on equal terms. If Rayleigh is way stronger than Marco, how does Whitebeard even compete with his crew? You know what I mean?
Christian, when it comes to Rayleigh and the Pirate King,
You're gonna say top tier for Rayleigh Prime.
I think
But he's a second-hand man.
the Dark King, second-hand man, I think he is stronger in Prime than a usual right-hand man, such as Katakuri.
Okay, I'll give you that. But does he deserve the Emperor tier status
This
of the
I
Prime?
can't.
I cannot agree with that.
I can't. I can, but I can't.
But you
But I
can't.
can.
You could.
He's on that line. He's on that real thin line of high and top at Prime.
Okay.
Now,
But you cannot say.
this brings up the question, alright, what does Roger mean? Right? In the grand scheme of things, Roger could not be as strong as the other emperors, and Rayleigh's right-hand man makes up for that situation. The two
No.
together are stronger
No,
than
no, no.
Oyonko.
It is stated in the story that Whitebeard and Goldie Roger fought on equal terms.
Okay.
That means Pirate King tier does not exist.
Could Rayleigh be equal to Roger or slightly below in a Luffy Zoro situation? Perhaps. It's
Perhaps.
possible.
It could be possible. It could be possible. But we know
And I think
that's crazy. That's craziness.
you say Zoro's gonna top tier by the end. Okay.
Are we
Did-
saying Rayleigh? Are we saying Prime Rayleigh is on the same tier as Prime Garp? It's insanity. That is insanity. That's what this logic is implying.
I can see a 10 or 5% difference between Garp and Rayleigh and Prime. Now now Rayleigh would be
That's.
Rayleigh would be
I think that's out of the question.
Rayleigh would be fighting Sengoku. Because we know they're a tag team. We know
Perhaps.
Garp and Sengoku are a tag team.
They're not in the same fleet. They wouldn't
Surely,
attack at the same time.
surely Garp wouldn't go after the Pirate King by himself
Who knows? Maybe he did.
and his entire crew.
Well, Garp has his own crew, so he wouldn't bring Sengoku because Sengoku's fleet admiral. Why would the
Not
fleet?
at this point.
He was an admiral and Garp
He
was
was an
not.
admiral, and Sengoku could have been the Admiral and Garp would have been
Garp's
under
unit.
Sengoku.
But Garp has his own unit. You know what I'm getting at?
He's a naval command.
You know what I'm getting at?
Christian, this is the problem with the thesis. It's all speculation, and this is your problem to put Rayleigh in high.
Yes, because I'm not ready to say Rayleigh was Emperor tier in Prime.
Now, Christian, finish the entire paragraph, and then we'll get into it, because we're going to be here forever if you go over every single point. Just read it, and then we'll get through it.
I think it's fair to infer that when Roger was Pirate King, his right-hand man Rayleigh was top tier. Not as strong as Roger or Whitebeard, but Emperor level. But that was when Rayleigh was in his prime. Since that, I would say he's dropped a tier due to old age. Like how Whitebeard dropped from Pirate King to Emperor level. Rayleigh dropped from Emperor level to Admiral level. I don't believe Rayleigh would be near the top of the Admiral level alongside Akinu, but he's at least on par with Sengoku. Even if you don't believe his clash with Kizaru puts him on the same level, it is clear from the encounter and the comments made by Garp and Kizaru himself that it would be a high div fight for Kizaru, which is, at least to me, puts Rayleigh around the bottom of the high tier. I agree that Luffy is now a respected member of the high tier, and while I think Luffy has done an excellent job closing the, originally massive gap between himself and Rayleigh post-time skip, I don't believe he's grown quite enough to put him on the same tier yet. Which is why I would move Rayleigh up at least to Sengoku's position in the high tier.
No, Christian, this is where I think things get muddled and difficult. Pirate King level, it doesn't really mean anything.
There's no Pirate King level. Eric spoke out of turn when he said Luffy would be on the Shanks tier. The Shanks tier.
No, did I say that was Pirate King level? I said there was Shanks level.
You said with Luffy. No, you implied it.
I implied it, but I didn't say it.
You didn't say it, you implied it.
Alright.
And that's worse.
Pirate King, ladies and gentlemen, Pirate King doesn't mean anything. It's probably a 5% power increase.
He confirms Pirate King level means nothing.
Yeah.
In his own thesis. Because he says Whitebeard and Roger fought on equal terms. Therefore, Roger was Pirate King, Whitebeard was an Emperor.
Do I say Rayleigh was top tier at Prime? Maybe. But he was definitely a higher top tier, yes?
Yes, no doubt.
Alright.
Maybe top of the high tier.
Now.
In Prime.
Rayleigh is old, right? But he is not sick.
He's not sick.
I would say Rayleigh, high tier, top of high tier.
In Prime.
In Prime. Moves down to the bottom of high tier in old age, keeping him still in the high tier. Kushin, Kizaru, and Garp comment on this. Alright? He's old, but he's not sick.
He's old, but he's not sick.
And shows no indication of slowing down in his old age. None.
But we know age is a factor.
Age is a factor, but Christian,
we know age is a factor.
Whitebeard.
I'm saying Rayleigh.
Prime Whitebeard was top. Christian, you agree? Prime Whitebeard was top Emperor tier. Yes, he was top tier.
Top tier.
Sick Whitebeard, sick old Whitebeard, right? Moved to the bottom of said tier. But wait, let me finish. Rayleigh, high tier Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Old but not sick. You're saying moves down an entire tier.
Here is my problem with that argument. Whitebeard is a legend of the verse.
And so is Rayleigh. Rayleigh is a living legend.
Whitebeard has a broken devil fruit. Rayleigh, no devil fruit. We know he has overpowered haki. We know this. I'm saying he's top of the high tier. Luffy, bottom of the high tier, but he's still in the high tier.
Why does your logic break on
No,
a different
it doesn't
character?
break because Whitebeard is a legend of the verse.
But so is Rayleigh. We know Rayleigh's a legend of the verse.
Rayleigh is the second-hand man.
Yes, but they call him a living legend multiple times.
Whitebeard is way more of a legend than Rayleigh.
But all I'm saying is, Rayleigh is not sick, he is old. You moved him down an entire tier list.
It's true. He's not sick.
Christian, I think we've made suitable ground on this situation. Maybe not convincing you, but we've made ground.
You've made ground. He is the top of the high tier. Okay. This pushed Rayleigh's chances of being in the high tier when I reread Water 7 and saw with my own eyes what
What?
fucking Aokiji does to the ocean. Freezes it instantly.
Yes.
Instant freeze of the ocean. How does Rayleigh even compete with that power?
And he does with the Emerald. In Shibondi.
That's Kizaru Trollmaster.
It's Kizaru
We don't
fighting.
know how long Rayleigh could keep up. He starts sweating. He's not taking that casually.
So does Kizaru.
Kizaru's not sweating.
Kizaru's bleeding. Even worse.
Kizaru got nicked a little bit. Oh, big
Rayleigh
whoop.
didn't get hit.
We don't know how long Rayleigh could hold that up for. He was getting tired.
He's an old man.
He was getting tired. With that Kizaru fight, he was huffing, he was sweating. He's not in his prime. He can't compete with these broken abilities and legends of the Navy.
Christian, like the lineage of the Gold D, Gold Roger didn't have a Devil Fruit. Right?
Okay.
That we know of. And the ship and tutelage of the Gold D lineage equals Haki Masters.
Okay.
This is how they compete with the Yonko of broken proportions.
Now, you keep saying Yonko. Alright? I don't know what that word means.
They compete with Emperors via Haki. Alright?
Okay. But
Roger didn't have a broken ability that we know of.
But Rayleigh's not in that lineage because he's the second-hand man. It would be Goldie Roger, Shanks. It wouldn't be Goldie Roger, Rayleigh Shanks.
But Rayleigh teaches Luffy.
Rayleigh taught Shanks as well.
Yes.
But they surpassed the master and become the new master of Haki.
Shanks taught both Goldie Roger and
Yeah, because
Rayleigh.
he's the master of Haki.
But regardless. Christian, what I'm saying is, alright, we know that these guys compete in top tiers via Haki Mastery, yes? We can say Rayleigh was top of high in Prime. Are you happy with that statement?
I can believe that statement.
If not top. But we'll say top of high.
I will not take top tier.
But we can say
Rayleigh
top of
to Prime.
high. Rayleigh is old but not sick. Alright?
But he hasn't fought in ages. He says that himself.
He's rusty. He's
He's
not
very rusty.
He's not sick and dying. He's old.
But he's rusty. He starts huffing and puffing.
Christian, does a rusty man swim the entire ocean?
He's fighting against Kizaru is a completely different metric to swimming.
And he fights against Kizaru. Christian, he
For a
comes
bit.
out of nowhere to split bits Kizaru's leg kick.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Doflamingo gets absolutely destroyed by Kizaru? No.
He puts up a little bit of a fight.
Yeah, I say he puts up the same amount of fight as he puts up with Rayleigh.
Absolutely not.
Rayleigh's not fighting him for hours.
Absolutely not.
Rayleigh's not fighting him for
Doflamingo
hours.
does not have the capabilities of Haki to compete with Kizaru.
What are you talking about?
He doesn't have the Haki ability to compete with light speed abilities. Doflamingo would not come out of nowhere and move Kizaru's leg out of the way.
This is pre-time skip.
Yeah.
Which means Kizaru has to charge up his light attacks to travel at light speed. Pre-time skip.
No, he starts moving and then Rayleigh cuts it. And
He's about to kill... No.
he's about to kick
He's
Zoro.
about to kill Zoro. Rayleigh blocks it.
travels and blocks the kick.
That's in the anime.
He comes out of nowhere and
no.
blocks it. He pulls a Shanks
He pulls
and
a
turns
Shanks.
out of nowhere and kicks the leg.
He also pulls a Sanji. Sanji
does
does
what?
this all the time. Comes out of nowhere and saves someone.
Christian, very fast, Haki Master, fucks
Sa-
up Kizaru,
Sanji's very fast. You think
doesn't touch Kizaru.
You think Sanji couldn't do this? Sanji travels instantly when a woman tear.
Oh, but then he can't escape from the fat man with the ball.
because he takes his eyes off him.
Christian,
Here's the thing: speed feats, I'm not gonna take. I've already
fine.
explained this.
Christian, the argument is
Mm-hmm.
high tier at prime, old but not sick, bottom high. You say the same for Whitebeard.
But he can't fight for hours anymore.
We don't know.
We do know.
We don't.
He was huffing and puffing against Kizaru after like
That's
10 minutes.
conjecture.
That's not conjecture.
That's your opinion.
That's 100% fact.
I need to look at it again.
Well, go look at it. I
Christian,
told you, bring the evidence.
We'll table the argument this week. We're getting closer to changing your mind. Alright, we'll table the argument.
Here's my issue with putting him in the high tier.
Can we please...
We have insanity. in there, like Alkainu.
Yes.
Burns Whitebeard's face off. Face off.
Yeah.
Insanity. We have Dracul Mihawk, the strongest swordsman in the verse.
Yes.
We have legendary hero of the Navy, Garp the Fist, trained by punching 5 mountains in his prime. Now he's old, now he's not Emperor tier. He was Emperor tier because he fought with Roger. Goes down a tier. Garp's not sick. Is Garp sick?
Christian,
Is Garp sick?
where would you put Garp on the tier though? Does he move the same level down?
Yes.
Because surely Garp wasn't on the top of top.
Garp's in the middle of
Christian.
top. Garp has to compete with Roger. That's the law. That's the law.
Okay.
Garp has to compete with Roger.
There's alright, fine. We're gonna move on from this topic and come back to it later. Ladies and gentlemen, gather the information. Put it in a coherent way.
I need more feats. I need more, because I know about Chabondi.
I'm
I know
slowly
about Chabondi.
and people off air. I'm slowly whittling him down.
You're not gonna.
But he needs more feats that don't exist.
If I see Rayleigh cut down mountains, I'll give it to him. But until I see that, he stays.
Okay, Christian,
You go first this week.
it's your turn to go first. Actually,
My turn to go for this week. Now, I keep on talking about a certain character, and I realize he's not on the list.
go on.
Aokiji. Easy
Easy
tee
one
up.
this week. Christian.
Easy tee up
Why are
this
you even
week.
bringing this up?
Because I bring him up all the time.
Yeah.
And he's not even listed, so we have to list him.
List him.
It's one of those weeks where you have to list him. Aokiji, high tier. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Easy pick. No disputes there. Crazy abilities, crazy broken abilities. You punch him, you get frostburn. He can create ice, whole oceans full of ice instantly, and change the weather. Fought Alkainu for 10 days. Lost, but he still fought for 10 days. He is now part of Balki's crew, suspected to be a revolutionary. He's a free agent. He's around in the world. Surely, maybe he's stronger. Who knows? But there is no doubt he is in the high tier. No doubt. There's no doubt in my mind that he's in the high tier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you agree?
Of course.
Easy tier up this week. Because it just has to be on the list. I have to put him on the list.
At some point, we have to put him.
We have to put him on the list. at some
Christian,
point.
Katakuri.
Now, this also had to eventually happen.
We did Luffy last week. Katakuri, same tier, high tier.
Yeah, this is an easy tier up again. Easy tier up. Well, we've had the Rayleigh rant this week. So, just easy tier ups this week. We've had the debate.
Nice and simple.
We've had this debate with the Rayleigh. Again. Yeah, easy tier up for me. Yeah. Katakuri.
We know his abilities. We just went through the fight breakdown. Impressive observation, Haki.
Yes.
The right-hand man's, I imagine, would all fit on the high tier.
High tier, Katakuri.
On varying scales.
Very
and such.
easy. Very easy.
Maybe even maybe we'll talk about Cracker later. But Katakuri, high tier, done. Christian, final segment, a short one this week. Question
Something short.
corner.
Question corner. I'm retired.
We've been peppering in questions when they're appropriate in the show this week.
Have we? Yes.
We have a final question from a new man called Ozzy.
Ozzy?
Now read what the man says. He basically goes on for a speech talking about he's a long time One Piece fan, been reading it for 14
He gets what we're saying with that
years.
cancer. He gets it.
He likes that we read One Piece for what it is, for the adventure.
We understand what it is.
And treasure, all that good stuff. He loves the show, and we appreciate the viewership and the questions. And give us questions on YouTube. Throw it to us. We'll answer them.
We're answer all your questions.
Christian, he wants to know what we think of Buggy, and he thinks he's one of the strongest characters in the series. Now, obviously not strength-wise, but as in character-wise. Thoughts on Buggy?
Buggy is the comic relief character, the Mr. Satan, the Hercules, if you will, of the One Piece.
And you know what?
That's the facts.
I'm a big fan of Buggy. Every time we
love
see
Buggy.
him, it's hilarious.
Well, Buggy's a really good character.
Favorite Buggy moment? Marineford Shanks.
Would he
When he
imitate Shanks?
Imitate Shanks. Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Do you want... He says, you know, why don't we see more of Buggy? I think we will shortly, in fact.
I think he is saying Buggy is one of the physically strongest characters in the show with his question.
Well...
Because he says, to me, he's one of the strongest characters in the series, but Oda's never going to show that because his role is to be the clown of the manga and his personality is to run away and avoid problems.
Christian, I thought that was like...
Is that
a silly statement, and I took it as a character suggestion, but, you know, physically strength-wise, there's just nothing there, man.
Luffy beats him in Orange Town.
The Buggy Ball is ridiculous.
He barely beats a blue... What are they called in Impel Down? The blue gills? Yeah. Something like that. He barely defeats one with his strongest attack. Buggy's just not a strong character.
He's not a strong character, and it's not his role in the series. Again...
I don't know if that's a joke question.
He's the archetype of Mr. Satan, Hercules, that all shonen manga has.
I love Buggy, but he's not strong. That's not what he's about.
Yeah. He's about failing upwards. That's his character.
Yeah. He's a classic trope.
Yeah.
But we all love the classic
trope. We love Buggy, and we love portable buggies, TM, such as...
Caesar Clown.
Caesar Clown. Buggy
the Clown and Caesar Clown.
Hilarious.
Both hilarious.
Keep him in the show, right? Where is Caesar?
Where is Caesar?
Does he show up next week? To assist the Straw Hats in the all-out fight?
Dude, there's no way this arc ends at 900. There's just no way.
Alright, Christian, good episode this week.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the fight, talking about Zoro.
Talking about Rayleigh.
I love talking about Zoro. Talking about Rayleigh.
When's Zoro coming back in the story?
When we arrive on Wano.
Because I need my Zoro fix.
Christian, where can the people find you?
Find me seeing Squad Telato. Read my stuff. Telato Comics, it's on hiatus, back to uni. I'll get to it at some point.
Yeah.
It'll come back.
You can find me at Eric Telato on Twitter, drawing a lot of Onepiece stuff lately. Drew Young Big Bum, very popular on the Twitterverse.
Very popular. How long until that gets stolen as a thumbnail?
I don't mind it. Like, I put it up as a PNG, so people wouldn't artifact the fuck out of it when they use it, so at least it looks nice. You know, if you want to use it, just hit me up. You know, we can work something out.
Sure.
Yeah, you can find that on Twitter at Eric Telato. You can email the show at theredfordpodcast@gmail.com. Comment in the section below. Like the video.
Share the video.
Share the video with your friends. And hit that like button. I already say hit that like button.
Smash that like.
What other YouTube lingo do I have to
hit the bell?
The bell. What does the bell do?
Use the mouse. The king thing. I don't know.
All right. You find me on King streams here and there.
I hope you get on that Big Mom one. That's gonna be fun.
I'm usually the guy just in the corner being like, guys, you got to remember that Oda writes a story. And your headcanon is cancer. But I don't say it in such a way. I like to keep pretty chill on the streams, because if you buy into the hate, you just start screaming.
That's true.
And Christian buys into the hate all the time.
It makes me so mad. It shouldn't, but it does.
Christian, Shanks is the God King.
Indeed.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Another quality episode. Rayleigh is not in. The high tier. Bring me the overpowered evidence.
You'll be a